In SQL, you might come across a scenario where you have to compare the existing table's data with some randomly created sequence of data. During those scenarios, you can have this kind of logic where you would use stored procedures, and to generate those kind of sequence of data, you could use a temporary table and use while loop and have an exit condition and insert these sequence of data in the temp table, and finally use this temp table to join with the existing table. You could either do this, or there is even a simpler way using recursive CTE. Whatever we have achieved here, that can be simply achieved here in this simpler syntax. Now let's try to understand how this recursive CTE works. In C language, this is the for loop syntax. So more or less for generation of sequence of non-existing data, you would somehow have to use for loop. So let's try to understand how this logic is almost similar to this for loop. In for loop, you will have a base value, an exit condition, and an incremental value for each iteration. Those three things that are existing here. We'll first use recursive keyword to mention the recursive nature of this CTE, and we'll have a name. And before union is where we mention this base value, and after union is where we mention these two things. In this from, we are referring to this CTE recursively. That is where the recursive nature comes in. And this incremental of values, we mention it here, and the exit condition, we are mentioning it here. In Oracle SQL, it is more or less the similar syntax, but you don't have to mention the recursive CTE. In next couple of videos, I will try to discuss two actual interview questions where you might actually feel the necessity of using this recursive CTEs to understand these things properly.